Bill Beal is a collector, and his game room at home shows it. From this antique pool table to these not-so-old video arcade games. They're among dozens of unique items you can find here. And among all these treasures is one of Bill Beal's most prized possessions, this 1946 Wurlitzer jukebox, model 1015.
Well, the Wurlitzers seem to be the, in my opinion, some of the most beautiful jukeboxes ever made.
Another favorite jukebox sits in Bill's living room.
Just their beauty. You look at some of these jukeboxes and they're really an art form. They are a functional art form. The beautiful colors and the wood. If you look at some of the classic jukeboxes, the wooden cabinets that they made are as fine as some of the furniture you have in your home.
And like any connoisseur, Bill has his art collection. But you may not recognize it as such when you see it like this.
You know, Bill, a lot of people might come in here and they look at this stuff and what they see, they might see a bunch of junk. But when you look at this, what do you see?
Well, I see jukeboxes that can be restored, and that's just it. When people see them beforehand, they'll think they are junk. We ride down the road with a whole truckload of them, and they probably, I'm sure, think we're heading right for the junkyard.
Bill's been collecting and restoring old jukeboxes for 10 years. And oh, if these old boxes could talk.
Anytime a jukebox took somebody's money, they always wanted to give it a kick. And of course, since most people are right-footed, the first thing they did was kick the jukebox right here, and this is probably why this pilaster's broken.
But put roughly 100 man-hours into one of these things, and you come up with, well...
Get a load of that jukebox, just dig that steady roll. I gotta get to that jukebox, its rhythm is in my soul.
There's a lot of history behind jukeboxes. They were the focal point of an era that spawned rock and roll.
When you pushed the button, the record came out of the record tray and the turntable lifted it up to the needle, and people were mystified by mechanics. They would stand here and watch it, and they had you where they wanted you, right next to the nickel slot.
As we grew more technologically sophisticated, though, these old-style jukeboxes lost ground to more modern, functional versions that could play hundreds of songs compared to the scant few played on the older models. But even though the newer jukeboxes may bring stereo sound and offer countless tunes, Bill Beal is content to listen to his favorite music on a much simpler machine, one that brings to mind visions of a much simpler time.
When I was a high school senior in 1961, I used to go to a restaurant early in the morning, and it seemed like the jukebox was constantly playing 100 Pounds of Clay by Gene McDaniels.
He took 100 pounds of clay, and then he said, hey, listen, I'm gonna fix this world today, because I know what's missing.